Well, good morning. There's a federal grand jury that has charged the Southern Poverty Law Center with wire fraud, false statements, and the conspiracy to commit money laundering. This was released on Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. It states between 2014 and 2023, the SPLC secretly funded more than $3 million of donated funds to individuals who were associated with various violent extremist groups, including the Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, and the National Socialist Party of America. A grand jury in Montgomery, Alabama today returned an indictment charging the Southern Poverty Law Center with 11 counts of wire fraud, false statements to a federally insured bank, and conspiracy to commit concealment money laundering. The United States Attorney's Office of Middle District of Alabama, Northern Division, filed 2 forfeiture actions to recover the alleged proceeds of the organization's fraud scheme. The Federal Bureau of Investigations investigated this case with the assistance from the Internal Revenue Service criminal investigation. The SPLC is manufacturing racism to justify its existence, said Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. Using donator money to allegedly profit off Klansmen cannot go unchecked. This Department of Justice will hold the SPLC and every other fraudulent organization operating with the same deceptive playbook accountable. No entity is above the law. The SPLC allegedly engaged in a massive fraud operation to deceive their donors, enrich themselves, and hide their deception operations from the public. That was said by the director of the FBI, Kash Patel. They lied to their donors, vowing to dismantle violent extremist groups, and actually turned around and paid the leaders of these very, very extremist groups, even utilizing the funds to have these groups facilitate the commission of state and federal crimes. That's illegal, and this is an ongoing investigation against all individuals involved. The SPLC is a nonprofit organization headquartered in Montgomery, Alabama, whose vision, according to its website, during the relevant time period, was to be a catalyst for racial justice in the South and beyond, working in partnership with communities to dismantle white supremacy, strengthen intersectional movements, and advance the human rights of all people. According to the indictment, starting in the 80s, the SPLC began operating a covert network of individuals who were either associated with violent and extremist groups such as the KKK, or who had infiltrated violent extremist groups at the SPLC's direction. Unbeknownst to donors, some of this donated money was being used to fund the leaders and the organizers of racist groups. At the same time, the SPLC was denouncing those groups on its website. Donors gave their money, believing that they were supporting the fight against violent extremism, and acting United States Attorney General Kevin Davidson has alleged the SPLC instead diverted a portion of those funds to benefit individuals and groups they claim to oppose. That kind of deception undermines public trust and social cohesion. And again, between 2014 and 2023, the SPLC secretly funneled more than $3 million in donated funds to individuals who are associated with various violent extremist groups, including the Ku Klux Klan, the United Klans of America, Unite the Right, National Alliance, the National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations affiliated with Sadistic Souls Motor Club, National Socialist Party of America, which is also the American Nazi Party, and American Front. According to the indictment, the objective of the scheme was to obtain money via donations through materially false representations and omissions about what the donated funds would be used for. In order to covertly pay the individuals, the SPLC opened bank accounts connected to a series of fictitious entities. The covert nature of the accounts that allowed the SPLC to disguise the true nature, source, ownership, and control of the fraudulently obtained donated money. The SPLC paid the individuals in order to keep the schemes going. The SPLC made a series of false statements related to the operations of the account. The conviction will result in the forfeiture of financial gains from the alleged illegal activities. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche and the FBI Director Kash Patel made the announcement in Washington. The details contained in the civil forfeiture complaint are allegations only, folks. But this is what's going on. We'll see you later.
Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.